It's all about Kendrick Lamar.
Hmm.
You know, the Pulitzer Prize winner, Super Bowl performer, cultural icon,
Oh, yeah.
and his, well, let's call it unconventional approach to fitness.
Unconventional is putting it mildly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't about a new album drop or a record-breaking tour. It was about Kendrick getting his sweat on in, of all places, a public park.
Not your typical celebrity gym sighting.
Right. You'd think somebody with his level of fame would have a private gym, a whole team of trainers, the works. But nope, there he was, just blending in doing some seriously intense pull-ups.
Oh, wow.
And we're talking bent knee pull-ups, the kind that make even seasoned gym rats wince.
Yeah, I think what's really intriguing here is the why behind the what. Why choose pull-ups? Why in a public park? It's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
And each piece we find tells us a little more about Kendrick's character and his approach to life.
Okay, so let's start putting those puzzle pieces together. What exactly went down in this park?
Well, according to the article, this happened just last month, March 2025.
Okay.
Someone caught Kendrick on video doing these pull-ups in a California park, and of course it went viral.
Wow.
The thing is, he was dressed totally casually, no entourage, no fanfare, just him, the pull-up bar, and a bunch of people who didn't seem to recognize him at all.
Talk about low-key. And choosing pull-ups specifically with bent knees that speaks volumes about his dedication. It's not about showing off, it's about pushing himself.
Exactly. Pull-ups themselves are no joke. They're a full-body workout, building strength in your back biceps, shoulders, you name it.
Right.
But by bending his knees, Kendrick's adding an extra layer of challenge, engaging his core more, and requiring even greater control and stability.
It's like he's not just training his body, he's training his mind too. And that reminds me of something he said in that Harper's Bazaar interview about running and pushing through the threshold of pain. He talked about finding a connection between that physical exertion and a kind of mental clarity, almost a spiritual experience.
Yeah, that's a really important connection. What's fascinating here is how Kendrick seems to be using physical discipline as a pathway to mental discipline. It's like he's building resilience, both physically and mentally, to face the pressures and challenges of his life, his career, everything.
So this park workout isn't just a random event. It's a window into that mindset, that commitment to pushing his limits.
Absolutely. And it's not a one-time thing either.
Yeah.
Remember that trip he took to New York back in 22?
Yeah.
Where he was spotted doing pull-ups with AAP Ferg and his crew.
Right.
And then there was that Instagram video in 23 again with the park workout. This is a consistent pattern, something woven into his lifestyle. It's not for show, it's who he is.
Wow, that really puts it into perspective. It's like this dedication to fitness is as much a part of his artistry as his music.
I think you're right on the money there. And it makes you wonder, what's the deeper motivation here? Is it purely physical, mental? Is it somehow woven into his creative process? It's like we're just scratching the surface of something much bigger.
Absolutely. It's about so much more than just a guy doing pull-ups in a park. It's a glimpse into Kendrick Lamar, the person behind the persona, the artist, the icon.
Yeah, it's like we're looking at two sides of the same coin. You know, on one side, you have this incredibly driven, ambitious artist pushing boundaries in the music world.
Yeah.
And on the other side, you have this grounded, almost humble individual choosing to stay fit in a way that's accessible to anyone.
That's a great point. It's not like he's hiding away in some exclusive celebrity gym. He's out there in the open sweating out just like anyone else.
Right.
It's almost like he's making a statement, a quiet rebellion against the whole image-obsessed culture that surrounds fame.
Right. It's refreshing to see someone at his level choosing a path that's so authentic, so unpretentious, and I think that speaks volumes about his character. He's not letting fame dictate his lifestyle. He's staying true to himself, to his values.
It's inspiring. And it makes you think about the connection between that outer strength and inner strength.
Yeah.
Here's Kendrick pushing his physical limits with these hardcore workouts, and it seems to translate into this incredible mental toughness.
Yes.
This ability to navigate the pressures of fame and stay grounded.
It's like those pull-ups are a metaphor for his whole approach to life.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of challenges. He embraces them.
Right.
He pushes through discomfort, through pain, and comes out stronger on the other side.
And that's something we can all learn from, right? Whether we're facing creative blocks, career challenges, personal setbacks, whatever it is, there's something powerful about embracing that threshold of pain, that point where you want to give up, but you push through anyway.
Absolutely. And it's not just about gritting your teeth and powering through.
Right.
It's about finding that mental space where you can tap into your inner strength, that reserve of resilience that we all have within us.
But it's not just about the mental game, right? There's also the physical fuel that goes into this kind of dedication. Remember that line from the Hillbillies where Kendrick mentions eating 150 grams of protein a day?
Oh, yeah, that caught my attention too. 150 grams, that's not just a casual protein shake, that's a commitment.
Wow.
But considering his fitness goals, it makes sense. He's clearly focused on building and maintaining muscle mass to support these intense workouts.
It makes you wonder, though, is that just a lyrical boast, or is he really that disciplined about his diet? I mean, that's a lot of protein.
It's hard to say for sure without being his nutritionist.
True.
But knowing his overall dedication, I wouldn't be surprised if he's pretty meticulous about what he puts into his body. It's all part of the bigger picture, the training, the mindset, the fuel, it all works together.
Okay, so we're starting to get a clearer picture of Kendrick's approach to fitness. Discipline, pushing limits, fueling his body, right? But I think there's one more piece of the puzzle we need to examine, his choice to work out in public. What's your take on that?
That's the million-dollar question. On one hand, it could be about accessibility, like he's saying, look, you don't need a fancy gym to get in shape.
Right.
On the other hand, it could be a deliberate rejection of the whole celebrity culture of exclusivity.
Maybe it's both. It's like he's challenging our assumptions about what it means to be successful, to be fit, to be a celebrity.
Right.
He's blurring the lines, showing us that there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly. And it invites us to ask ourselves, what are our own assumptions about fitness, about success, about what it means to live a good life? What can we learn from Kendrick's example, not just about physical training, but about mental fortitude, about staying grounded amidst the chaos?
That's a powerful thought to leave our listeners with. This deep dive has been about so much more than just pull-ups. It's been about authenticity, humility, and the pursuit of personal growth, regardless of your status or surroundings. I think that's a pretty inspiring message.
I couldn't agree more. It's a reminder that true strength comes from within, not from external validation or material possessions. And that's something we can all take with us, whether we're striving for fitness goals, creative aspirations, or simply a more grounded and fulfilling life.
So, as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into Kendrick's approach to fitness, there's one thing that keeps coming back to me.
Oh, what's that?
It's the contrast between Kendrick's very public workout and the image we often see from other celebrities.
You mean like the perfectly curated Instagram posts, the exclusive gym memberships, the whole facade of unattainable fitness?
Exactly. It's like there's this unspoken pressure to present a certain image of success, one that's often out of reach for most people. And Kendrick seems to be challenging that notion by choosing to work out in a very ordinary, accessible setting.
It's like he's saying, look, you don't need all the fancy stuff to be healthy and strong. You can achieve your goals anywhere, even in a public park.
Yeah, and that message is so refreshing, especially in worlds where we're bombarded with images of perfection and exclusivity. It's a reminder that true strength comes from within, not from external validation or material possessions.
I couldn't agree more. And it makes you think about the bigger picture, the connection between physical strength and mental strength. The idea that taking care of yourself isn't about vanity, it's about empowerment.
Yeah, and it's not just about achieving some ideal physique, it's about pushing your own limits, discovering what you're capable of.
Exactly. And maybe it's about inspiring others along the way. By choosing to work out in public, Kendrick is making fitness more relatable, more accessible. It's like he's saying, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too.
That's a powerful message.
Yeah.
And I think it ties into everything we've been discussing about Kendrick's character, his humility, his authenticity, his commitment to self-improvement. It's all interconnected.
It really is. And it leaves us with a lot to ponder. What are our own motivations for fitness? How can we cultivate that same sense of discipline and dedication in our own lives? And how can we challenge the societal pressures that often distort our relationship with health and well-being?
Those are some great questions to think about. This deep dive has been about so much more than just pull-ups. It's been about authenticity, resilience, and the pursuit of personal growth on our own terms.
Well said. And I think that's a perfect note to end on. Let's all take a page from Kendrick's book, so to speak, and embrace a more grounded, holistic approach to fitness and well-being.
I'm with you on that. Thanks for joining us on this fascinating journey into the world of Kendrick Lamar's fitness philosophy. We hope it's inspired you to push your own boundaries and discover your own inner strength.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those minds engaged.